Thank you very much, Susana. And our third panelist will be Wes Bellamy. He is a teacher at Albemarle High School. He's also the founder and executive director of Helping Young People Evolve, also known as HYPE, which is a mentoring program for boys and girls in the greater Charlottesville area. And he's recently opened a second location in Columbia, South Carolina. Wes also serves on the board of directors for the 100 Black Men of Central Virginia Black Male Achievement Initiative, and he's the president of the Young Black Professional Network of Charlottesville. And I'm looking forward to calling him doctor in a little while, someday. And the title of his presentation today will be From Thoughts to Action, Engaging Young People in the Movement. Welcome, Wes. Mr. Bellamy.
Thank you all so much for having me, and I promise you I will not go over our 12 to 15 allotted minutes. I promise you that. Feels kind of like a family reunion being in here. I got my uncle, Paul. I see my sister, Leilani, my other sister, Mary, Mama P back there, school board member, Miss Leah Perry, if she'll beat me for that later. My name is Wes Bellamy. While Dr. Harris talked a great deal about HYPE, Helping Young People Evolve, which is a boxing and mentoring program for boys and girls here in Charlottesville. And as he alluded to, we just opened up a second location in Columbia, South Carolina. Very proud of HYPE. We're going to talk about two other programs that we are affiliated with today. I'm an individual who really likes to build things, get them going, and then let's allow leaders, we build capacity and allow leaders within the organization to lead the organization. So before I start my presentation, I want you all to just remember two things, if you forget nothing else. One, that this gentleman really loves kids, and he doesn't work by himself in a silo. It's a team of people who really enjoy working with young people. And then secondly, some of you probably can't see it, but my daughter picked out these really cool socks for me to wear. They're pink and green. Her mother's an AKA, so you can just remember the socks, remember the kids part, and then we'll go from there. But we're going to talk about the Young Kings of Albemarle High School and the 100 Black Men of Central Virginia. And you click on the first slide, please. Oh, I have it. Okay, so here is the empowerment pledge. And this is something that we've been talking about with our young kings over at Albemarle High School, which is part of a larger program entitled Educational Advisors. This is something that we've been stating for the past 2 weeks. We currently, just last week, we went to Howard University. We took 72 kids to Howard for a college trip. Ms. Keys went with me. It was only 4 chaperones, 72 kids. It was crazy, but it was a lot of fun. And specifically for the boys, the young kings of the Education Advisors Program, we stated this before we left. I pledge to always maintain a positive attitude. I pledge to make good, sound decisions. I pledge to be serious about my education. I pledge to be focused on achieving excellence. I pledge to be diligent in my efforts. I pledge to be disciplined in my actions. And I pledge to be resilient after setbacks. Now, Dr. Bertula Kafali actually created this pledge, and it's something that I feel every person, boy, girl, male, man, woman, whatever you are, should be committed to thinking about every day when you wake up. This should be your pledge. Before I move on, I want to ask the room a very quick question. If you are a Black male, can you please stand? If you're a Black male. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'll count myself. I would say there's maybe, you guys can be seated, thank you. I would say it's maybe 70 to 100 people in here. My math's not so good. However, for me to only see 10 is unacceptable. And that is part of the problem in which we have. When we talk about programs, we talk about achievement gaps, we talk about different things that we want to do. Brothers have to do more. Mr. Leon talked about having the uncomfortable conversation. It's a conversation that must be had. We have to do more. Now, the kids actually helped me create this presentation, and I was very proud of them for doing so. Educational Advisory Program, we're transitioning from a prince to a king, but you can't do that without parental support. This is what was sent home to all of the young kids who have African-American males who are below a 2.0 GPA at Albemarle High School. The Educational Advisor Program is in its second year, and we are aimed at helping your son become equipped for college, trade school, or enter the workforce while becoming a better man. During the second week of school, your son will be paired with an educational advisor who will be responsible for creating an academic action plan for the school year, setting goals, having weekly meetings, and holding them accountable for their own success. So this is the plan. This is the second year of the program. Last year we started, it didn't go too well, but we learned from our mistakes, and now we're looking to see exactly what we can do to get these young men where they need to be. Preliminary results. This is just as of last Friday. It was 38 African-American males in the program, 34 educational advisors. Accomplishments through the first quarter. 54% of our young men have less than 2 absences and or tardies. The cumulative GPA for the 38 young men is 2.44, which is an improvement from 1.86 at the end of the 2014-15 school year. Now, it's not a huge gain, and I would love to see that number at a 3.0 or 3.5, but it is progress. And we have to think about, how do we celebrate success and progress? Because for some of these kids, we looked at their initial GPA from last year, and when they come in this year in the first quarter, they have a clean slate, but some of them were coming in with 0.9 GPAs, 1.1 GPAs. To see them going to class, turning in work is an accomplishment, and that needs to be celebrated. Now, I want to talk about another program, M-Cubed, which is a flagship program of the 100 Black Men of Central Virginia. I've just been named the vice president of the 100 Black Men of Central Virginia, and we were named National Chapter of the Year last year. I'm the youngest vice president and board member for any chapter in the country, which comes with one of two things. Sometimes people ask, are you even old enough to be in the organization or to know what you're doing? But secondly, if you are in this position, you better bring a lot of energy, and you better bring us some stuff that we haven't seen or done before. M-Cubed, Math Men on a Mission, is one of the programs that we are most known for. It's a summer academy in which this past summer, we had 71 young males there the entire summer, for a month, over at Burley Middle School, and we have them from 8 a.m. to 3:30 and sometimes 4 p.m., teaching them how to be men, but most importantly, in addition to you becoming a strong male, we need you to be focused on math, because we know that if you are a young male and you can take algebra in the grade 7 or 8, preferably taking geometry in the 8th grade. Yes, we set the bar very high. There is a very high likelihood that you will be able to go to college. And for all of our children, specifically the ones in this program, we want you going to college and excelling. So some quick facts about M-Cube. 2014-15 M-Cube mentees participated in 13 different group mentoring events, and the high school scholars 15. 90 M-Cube students are receiving one-to-one mentoring, and over 140 high school scholars are receiving group mentoring opportunities bi-weekly, either through the chapter, through school liaisons, and or the Collegiate 100, which is our chapter that we have here at the University of Virginia. M-Cube mentoring design. M-Cube participants consistently are outperforming African-American males not enrolled in the program. 2 of every 3 program participants are enrolled in advanced and or honor math classes compared to 1 out of 4 non-participants. And as you see up top, this is from this summer, we had a circle of brotherhood that every morning the young men, or we call them young kings, were required, and this is no exceptions. Again, the standard and expectations is set very high. You are required to read this 250-page book in 2 weeks. Every day we're going to talk about the book in our circle of brotherhood. Every day. No exceptions, no excuses. This is what you will do, point blank period. And the boys rose to the occasion. Achievement gaps for participants have closed significantly when tracked against white males. 2 out of every 3 program participants are enrolled in advanced honors and or math classes compared to 1 of 4 non-participants. The Summer Math Academy has provided 270 instructional seats over its 5-year history. Final math grades for participants have increased from an average grade of C in their first year of being in the program to an average grade of B, despite the increased rigor of their caseload. And again, one-to-one mentoring for over 90% of our mentees. When you are engaged in a young person's life, this is the final product. Kai Milner, who is a senior at Albemarle High School, the National Mentee of the Year for the 100 Black Men of America. We are the first chapter to be named National Chapter of the Year, as well as have the National Mentee of the Year. This young man, Kai, started in M-Cubed when he was in the 5th grade. Now a senior, vice president of his class. He's been given numerous awards, looking to go to either Howard, Harvard, or the University of Virginia next year. And I will finish with this, the power of M-Cubed. Thank you. I will end, because my time is up, I will end with saying this. M-Cubed this year, first year we've had city kids, county kids, kids from all over. What is most disappointing of it all is that we do not have enough brothers to go around. What's most disappointing of it all is that when we build these young men up, we send them back into their schools, and then during our monthly sessions, we have to build them up all over again because in their classroom settings, their confidence has been knocked down. My question to you all would now be, what are you going to do about it? The politicians, school board members, the community leaders, why would we continue to create settings in which these young men are not being able to succeed, or the classroom settings are not equitable? What is the next step to change these things? Thank you.